Hi, I'm Derek Coates with Door Macabre. Today we're going to look at installing the E7900 cylindrical lock. I've got my mount here in front of me, and I may cheat a little bit, do some things you can't do in the field, like lay my door down, spin my door around, whatever, but we're going to look at how to install this lock today. So I've got my parts here. First thing I'm going to do is put my latch on the door. Now this is 2 3/4 back set. So I've got a 2 3/4 back set latch. I'm going to put it in my door here. Got my screws. Got a number 2 Phillips here. And I'm going to run these in. And I'm just the kind of guy that likes the screws to face the same way, so I'm going to take my handheld screwdriver and just line those up a little bit just to make it look a little better. So next part I've got to put on is what I call my cylindrical hub. Little cylindrical plate and the hub adapter. So this one is set for right hand. We had a video earlier on how to change it to a left hand. It's as simple as taking those 2 screws out, flipping this 180 degrees, putting those 2 screws back in. That's all there is to it. Another tip on this, if your door is not prepped for the lock yet, this is a great drilling template. You could just set it on the door here, make sure you're true to the edge of the door, and then just use it as your guide to drill the holes in the door. Makes it a lot easier. Now, pro tip, put it on here, drill halfway through the door from this side, move it to the other side, drill halfway through from the other side so you don't blow out the door, especially one of these nice veneer wood doors, something like that that looks real nice. You don't want splinters going way up or down your door. So drilling halfway through from each side saves that. So I'm going to take this and put it on. This would also be the time that you would put your gasket on your door. You know, this gasket we looked at earlier, I would put it on the door because we want to keep humidity, condensation from coming through here, all the temperature transfer. But for my little wood mount here, I'm not going to put it on, but I do recommend you put it on at the site. So we've got our lock here. This is an older lock that I've had sitting around my shop for a while, so it's a little dirty and all, but it's got 3 connections on it. One of them here is your battery, one of them is your Zigbee antenna, and the other one's your door status. Now, if this was a door to site, I would probably take and drill a hole here in the side, like a 3/4 hole, stick in a recessed door contact, let the wire come out through my little wire hole up here at the top, and connect it into here. I'm not going to do that today because I don't have my drill with 3/4 bit and I don't have a door contact. So I'm just going to show you all how to install it. But I've got the wires twisted together here, but this is what I would normally connect to my door contact. So I'm going to take and set this on here, route my wires through the door. Oops, I missed a step. Pretty easy to fix right now. So I forgot to put my spindle on. Notice this one does not have the privacy cam right here. This one was ordered without privacy, so there is no cam in here, so no spindle to put in there. But I do need to put my spindle in here. Now, as I've said in other videos, this goes in as a diamond, not a square. If I put it in this way, it's not going to fit through that cylindrical hub properly. So I've got to put it in as a diamond. And I'm going to push it down until I hear it click, just like that. You hear it click, so I know it's locked in there. So now I'm going to feed my wires back through the door. I'm going to slide that spindle through, and everything's through real nice and neat. So on the back side of the door, I put my little standoffs on here. Now, if you watch my mortise video, I could let go of the front of the lock and it stayed on there a little better. It's actually because it had that privacy cam going through the mortise cassette, kind of help add a little more resistance to hold it up. This one I got to be careful I don't let go and let it fall down on my desk here. So it's okay right now. There is one thing I probably should have done earlier, and that's setting the handing on my inside housing here. So this is a right-hand door. So it's going to go on and face this direction. So I'm going to take and put my spring on here and down to here. So it just goes between there. So now when I pull the lever, it returns back the way it should. Now, if I had a thumb turn on this lock, on the back there would be a thumb turn here, and on the inside there would be a round cassette here, kind of a round carriage here, that when I turn the lever, it would kind of push on. It would also be what that thumb turn turns to click the switch to tell me that I've turned the thumb turn. But I don't have that, so no need for it here. I'm going to take these wires and plug them in while not dropping my lock off the other side. Take my power wire and plug it in. And this is my door status wire, which I said I'm not using, so I'm just going to kind of hang it down in here. Now, recommended tip, have a drip loop with your wires on the inside of the housing here. That way, if condensation does build up, it doesn't go down into your connectors. It can kind of run down the wire and drip away from the connectors. So makes things last a little longer, maybe not build up the condensation on your connectors. So I'm going to push this back in. I'm going to make sure I'm not pinching any of my wires through my screw holes or anything like that. I'm going to take and hand start my screws in. I've got my screwdriver here with a 1/8 hex bit. Run these in. Now do not over tighten these. Don't want to crank down and squeeze our door or anything. Especially something like a hollow metal door. You really mess up that door. You do want them tight, but you don't want them cranked down so much that they're squeezing the door. So I've got those in. The one step you don't see me do here is putting on this outside lever and the key override. I actually have a video I made specifically of putting the key override on and attaching the lever. If you hadn't done it before, it can be a little bit of a pain, and every now and then I fumble it up and it's a little bit of a pain. But watch my video on it. There's also an instruction sheet in the box that shows how to put it on. It's a little bit different if it's a right-handed versus left-handed and the way you put it on and turn it. So watch that video to see how to put that on. I just already had it attached on here. And I don't have the key with me here at the studio, so I can't really take it off right now. So I cheated a little bit. So the last step we have to do here is to put our batteries in. So it's 4 AA batteries. When I put that last one in, you hear the motor work. That little zzz just tells me the lock's powered up and everything's there the way it should be. So I'm going to tighten these screws down. Put these in, and we do include the wrench in the box for these screws. It's little Torx screws, but we have the wrench in there for them. Tighten those down, and I can open the door from the inside. Can't open it from the outside. If I had the key, I could put it in and turn the lever, and it would retract the latch. I could use my card to retract the latch. But you notice this is a clutched lever. So somebody hits it while the door's locked, they're not going to break anything or anything like that because the lever kind of falls out of the way. A little bit better system than those that are rigid levers where somebody could sit here and jump on the door or something and break something on it. Doesn't happen with this. So this is how we install the E7900 cylindrical lock. Thank you.